Today's aim is that students will be able to solve equations including combining like terms. Some quick vocabulary. An exponent is a number that shows repeated multiplication, that is, a number times itself. So for example, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is the same as 3 to the 5th. X times x is the same as x squared. Y cubed is the same as y times y times y. Like terms are terms with exactly the same variables. Terms must be alike in order to be added or subtracted. So for example, x and 2x are like terms because they both have 1x. 5 and 7 are like terms because they don't have any variables. But y and y squared are not like terms because this has an invisible exponent of 1 and this has an exponent of 2. Key points. To solve an equation, use inverse operations and the backwards order of operations starting at the bottom. So first, combine like terms on each side of the equal sign by adding. Undo addition and subtraction next. Finally, undo multiplication and division. Your goal is to have the variable by itself on one side of the equal sign. Any operation that you do on one side of the equal sign, you must do on the other side. So let's look at some examples. First step is always to draw my dotted line down from the equal sign. Next, I'm going to combine like terms. The like terms that I see on the left side of the equal sign are 3x and negative 2x. The minus sign becomes a negative and is attached to the 2x. So this is 3x and negative 2x. I'm going to circle them and then I'm going to add them together. I add like terms. 3x plus negative 2x. All I do is add the coefficients, add the number in front. So 3 plus a negative 2 I know gives me 1. And then I keep the x the same, so 1x. Now I bring down my minus 2 equals negative 7. And now I'm back to a two-step equation that I know how to solve. This 1x, of course, is just the plain x. So I'll rewrite this as x minus 2 equals negative 7. I'm done combining like terms. I'll check that off. Now I'm going to undo addition or subtraction. I see a subtraction here, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides of the equal sign in order to get x by itself. Negative 2 and positive 2 cancel out, and I'm left with x equals negative 7 plus 2, which is negative 5. Let's look at the next example. Again, first thing I'm going to do is draw a dotted line down from my equal sign. Next, I'm going to combine like terms. The like terms that I have on my left side are positive 7x, remember the sign in front comes with it, and negative 1x. There's an invisible 1 in front of the x. So I'm going to add these together, add my like terms, combine like terms. 7x plus a negative 1x. Add the coefficients, add the numbers in front. 7 plus negative 1 gives me positive 6x. Then I bring down my 5 plus equals negative 37. And again, now I'm down to a two-step equation. First, I undo addition or subtraction. I look at the 5. I want to move it over here with the negative 37. There's an invisible positive in front, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. These cancel out, and I'm left with 6x equals negative 37 minus 5. We want to change this to an addition problem, so negative 37 plus a negative 5, which gives me negative 42. Done with adding and subtracting. Now I'm going to undo my multiplication and division. There's an invisible multiplication here. I'm going to undo it by dividing by 6 on both sides. X equals negative 42 divided by 6, which is negative, negative 7. And I could plug my x and negative 7 back in to double check. Number 3, again, draw my dotted line. I circle my like terms, negative 2x and positive 3x. I add them together. Negative 2 plus positive 3 gives me positive 1. Bring my x. Then I bring my plus 4 equals 15. I'm done combining like terms. The 1 is invisible, so I'll just rewrite this as x plus 4 equals 15. I'm going to undo addition or subtraction. There's addition right here, so I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. These cancel out, and I have x equals 15 minus 4, which is 11. There's no multiplication or division to do, so I can just cross that off. Last example, draw my dotted line. This time my x's are on the right side of my equation. I see negative 6x and positive 2x. I'm going to add them together. Negative 6 plus positive 2 gives me negative 4x. Now I bring everything else down. Negative 5 equals plus 7. I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. These cancel out. Negative 5 minus 7, or negative 5 plus a negative 7, gives me negative 12. Bring down my negative 4x. Divide both sides now by negative 4 to get rid of the multiplication. These cancel out. And I'm left with negative 12 divided by negative 4, which gives me positive 3, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive, equals x. Now it's time for you to practice.